Thugs of Hindostan. That's right, we watched it, despite some of you saying don't watch it. And then we went to the theater, and AMC Theaters Burbank 8 apparently didn't want us to watch it either because it wasn't playing the film once we got there. We had to pay again for the next day to watch the film. And man, that's a lot of gas and time just to watch this movie that no one wanted us to watch. This is the IMDb information. I know most of you already know what this movie's about, who it's starring, but we're gonna say these things anyway. Based on Philip Meadows Taylor's 1839 novel, Confessions of a Thug, the movie tells us about a thug named Amir Ali and his gang whose nefarious ways posed a serious challenge to the British Empire in India between 1790 and 1805. It's written and directed by Vijay Krishna Acharya, a name that I always read as ACHARA, and it stars Amitabh Bachchan, Amir Khan, Katrina Kaif, Fatima Sana Sheikh, Lloyd Owen, Ronit Roy, and Abdul Qadir Amin. We went into this being told this film is horrible. It's the biggest disappointment of the year. Total flop. I wouldn't say it was the biggest disappointment of the year. It was okay. This is not me being diplomatic. I went in with my bar set really low, and invariably it's brought back up by the goodness the film had to offer. I will say that if I went in completely blind like you guys did, not knowing any of the preconceived notions, I probably would have given it a 3.8 just like IMDb did. But I'm not, I'm giving it like, actually that's pretty close to my score now that I think about it. When you asked me my score earlier, I was giving it like a 2 out of 5.
Right.
A 2.5 at most out of 5. It's just like, thank Jesus that Amir Khan is as interesting as he is. He's just so charismatic, even despite the fact that his character is pretty one-dimensional. I mean, I guess if anyone has any depth, it's his character.
Yeah, but still,
yeah.
Not that much.
No one had depth in this movie.
Yeah.
It was all very one-dimensional characters, which is just so disappointing.
Yeah, it was like kiddie pool depth.
Kiddie pool depth.
Like, what? Can we at least get a deep end in there?
I don't know if that makes sense anywhere else in the world. But over here in the States, we have kiddie pools where it's like if you're an adult, it's basically the water goes up to your ankles.
Yeah.
Amitabh Bachchan, he wasn't developed until like an hour into the movie. Amir Khan was the person emphasized on the most. Amitabh Bachchan, Katrina Kaif, Fatima Sana Sheikh, they are like more side characters in the film, which is just very frustrating. Lloyd Owen, who plays the villain, did a fantastic job as the villain. Much to my surprise, all the white actors in the film did great this time.
Yeah!
You guys who have been following me a long time have heard me complain about the white actors in Indian films. This was the exception. The one thing that was strange though, is that their English, when they were talking to each other, sounded so much like Hindi.
Yeah.
Because it was. Why are the white actors talking to each other in Hindi?
I know!
I have no idea.
That was so annoying because it just really brought me out of the movie. I was like, this doesn't even make sense. You're trying to keep a secret from the Indians. Why are you speaking Hindi?
Right. Now, I can see the hard work that the director was putting into this, what he was striving for, but the film, I'm trying to put this nicely, like, it seemed to be a little bit full of itself at times. It's like there were these very long, epic slow motion shots in the first hour of the film, and there were things, emotional beats that the film wanted us to feel that it didn't earn. It's like certain things came way too soon, underdeveloped, like in the first hour before intermission, and I was like, I want to buy into what's happening, but it's just too fast for what it's trying to achieve. It should have like moved some things around in terms of the plot to make more sense of what it was trying to go for. But maybe what I wanted in my brain was a bit more cliche and what I'm familiar with. But it's like I can see the story they wanted to tell, and I'm like, well, there's a way to tell that story, and you're doing it wrong because it's not earned. There were some cool moments. There were some very cool moments in the film, thanks to the good acting of Amitabh Bachchan, Amir Khan, everybody, everyone, the whole cast. Despite the characters being one-dimensional, you had a cast of great actors here.
Yes.
And that's the silver lining is these gems of moments. But the action, it just wasn't like, I don't know if it was the way it was shot, the way it was edited, it was a combination of the two. Maybe the action just didn't move me as much as I wanted most of the time.
There were certain things though that were really cool.
Stunts.
Like stunts that were pretty cool.
Yes. Costume design, excellent.
Yes.
Set design, excellent.
Yes.
Music for the most part, excellent. The only thing that bothered me about the music was Amir Khan's introductory theme was weird. It had this modern sound to it, and it completely clashed with the rest of the music in the movie. I'm not talking about the sung music, by the way. I'm strictly talking about instrumental music, the background score. The music in with regards to instrumental score was very, very good, with the exception of the thing I just said. The movie really emphasized it for some reason. Like, there were moments where it did like a reverse and forward again a couple of times in the first 30 minutes of the movie, and I'm like, what are you doing, movie?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
That was strange.
It was like, it was trying to be a different film for a second, and I was getting frustrated. Just to give you a sense as to what happens in this film, like, you have your introduction with some of the characters, and then you have Amir Khan for a long time, and during that segment, you get to see Katrina Kaif, and then she disappears from the film.
Oh, that annoyed me so much, because I actually really like Katrina Kaif, and I felt like they only used her to be hot and to dance.
Right.
And that was about it. And I'm like, in a nearly 3-hour-long movie, you couldn't take an extra 10-15 minutes to maybe flesh out her character a little more?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Well, there were so many slow motion shots they had to have in the film, you see.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier, there were things that happened in the film way too early that wasn't earned after so much time was spent on setting up characters. And it wasn't even properly set up. Like, we got Fatima, or Zafira is the name of the character. We got her background, and then it goes to Amir Khan for a very long time, but his setup is like really long and spends a lot of time on mostly nothing. It's just nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, they're just showing what type of character he is, but they're just repeatedly showing it after doing it once or twice. I'm like, yeah, I think I understand what type of person he is.
Well, the whole point is that he has no loyalty to anybody.
Yeah.
He's that kind of character, and I get it, but you could have done it a little faster. The film was doing it in a very particular way, and it just took away from the rest of the movie. It's like it spent so much time doing that by the time you got to other stuff in the film, you're like exhausted already. You know?
I think that's the thing. Like, I felt tired by the movie because I remember there was one climax, and I was like, oh, this must be the end of the movie. And then it wasn't. And then there was another climax, and then I was like, oh, this has to be the end now. Whew. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, there's more.
In the second half of the film, it did have a false climax, and it seemed very unnecessary. The film justifies it, sort of. The film spends time introducing Amir Khan and Abdul Qadir Amin, or Ferengi and Azhar Ali in the film. Like, it takes time to get these two characters together, and then there's this whole thing between them because Azhar Ali was betrayed at Ferengi in his past. And it's like, there was a lot to get through just to have that character part of the adventure. It was a big waste of time. It's like there was just no need for that. It was just making that setup even more bloated. There's so many good ideas here. If they just like rearranged it and cut certain things down and expanded on other areas to develop characters better, this could have actually been a really good film. Even with what they wanted to do here, with the elements at play, like, I feel like there's a good movie in here. It just didn't happen as effectively as it could. That's what makes it so frustrating, is that it could have been such a good movie. You had everything. You had amazing set pieces, you had amazing costumes, you had amazing actors, like the right music. Like, the director, despite my grievances with how he chose to shoot certain things and how he chose to edit certain things, I think that he has enough imagination here to actually tell a really effective story. But it's like, there might have been too many yes people on this going, you know what I'm saying? There's not enough people going, no, that's not working.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit self-indulgent.
Yeah.
And you just needed someone to maybe go, you want to rein that back in just a little bit.
The first thing I noticed, I know I said this already, but it bears repeating, is just these long-winded shots. The opening scene of the film, the very opening, was actually kind of cool.
It started off well.
It started off nice.
Yeah.
And then the film gets going and it introduces the bad guy, and you're like, okay, it's kind of cliche, but it's making me understand what kind of bad guy this is, so that's fine.
It's pretty evil.
And then after that, you've got this litany of slow motion shots. And I'm like, okay. It just bogged down the opening. I'm like, what? I get it. Amitabh Bachchan's cool, I get it, move on, movie. It felt like the movie took so long to get started, and once it got started, it felt like it was already making moves it didn't deserve to make yet. I feel like to more effectively tell this story, Amir Khan and Amitabh Bachchan's character had to already know each other, or something like that. Maybe Amir Khan was like a lowly person in his team, and so he was doing these moves on the side or something like that. Maybe something like that. Like, or Amir Khan could have already been in jail with Abdul Qadir Amin's character instead of this whole dance number. Like, it could have been we introduce Amir Khan by being captured after betraying his own people to the British, right? And then the British are like, thanks, handcuffs, throw him in jail. Skip all that other shit and get straight to, like, obviously that sacrifices Katrina Kaif's character, but still, it's like, at least you're moving the story forward. And Katrina, I don't know.
Honestly, as much as I like her in it, I don't think her character was that necessary.
Right.
In fact, not necessary at all.
Now, all that being said, I did like watching her. Like, she's really hot.
Yeah, she's really pretty and she dances really well.
I liked watching her, but I'm like, this is not enough for me to appreciate this film. I was like wondering, for a lot of the movie, I'm like, what the hell did Katrina Kaif's character have to do with anything?
Yeah.
Until they bring her back, like in the last 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, that's why.
But then I wanted her to be even more badass in that moment.
Okay, I'm gonna say some spoilers. You guys know how we feel, right? I'm giving this 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 out of 5. Because it's not terrible. It's not a terrible film, but it's not great. It's like, it's just enough that I'm like, well, I don't regret watching it, but that's not a great thing to say. So I guess it's 2.5, 2.25 out of 5. I can't make up my mind, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. So if you're going off of us whether or not to watch it, I'd say watch it. It's a spectacle of a film. It's grand. It's epic. And so it's not often you get to see an Indian film on that scale with that magnitude. For that reason, I would say watch it. And here's hoping for another one like that with a better story next time. That's more effectively, a story that's more effectively told next time. The worst thing about this movie, it's not the action. It's not the bloated story. It's not even the weird music when they introduced Amir Khan's character. The worst thing about this movie, above all else, paramount to everything else, is the little like chin tattoo Fatima Sana's character had.
I don't know, maybe it's just a fashion choice.
It looked horrible. It was the worst thing about the movie. If they took that out, the film would have been 50% better. It was just so distracting the whole time. I'm like, why is there a thing like, hey, honey, you got a little thing on the, you missed a, what were you eating? I understand, it's probably like I don't know what that was based on. I'm sure there was research. It wasn't just stylistic. I'm sure that there's some kind of historical context for that. I'm not the only one to complain about it. I checked out an Indian reviewer earlier who complained about the same thing, so I'm like, okay, glad I'm not alone. But on that note, I think that Fatima Sana Sheikh, I apologize for saying your name wrong, by the way. I think that she's really good at playing those characters who are raised by someone who wanted her to be a warrior.
Right, she's got a certain amount of grit.
She embodies that, that's a great way to put it. She embodies that grit really, really well. I don't question it for a second. The only thing I didn't like from her was during certain moments in the film, she overly expressed her eyes. It was like a little too much.
She was pushing it too hard when she already has it in spades. She
Yeah.
just has to like, look, and you're like, holy shit.
Exactly. She didn't have to do much. She was trying a little harder. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Just dial it back a little bit next time. And
We like you. We like you.
Just gold. You're just like a hair shy of gold. Just dial back the expressions a little bit.
But speaking of actors that I enjoyed, I did enjoy her performance as well because she was the one that moved me.
She was the only one who had any emotional. I mean, that's not true. Amir Khan did a little bit, but yeah, she mostly was the emotional anchor in the film.
Yeah.
That whole thing where Amir Khan and Amitabh Bachchan are in that place with the boat.
The boat with the explosives.
Yes. Amitabh Bachchan goes, "How much did you sell me for?" I love that line. I loved the way it was delivered. Not that I can speak the language, but I just liked the acting there, and I liked the hesitation on Amir Khan's part. Again, I gotta say, Amir Khan is such a good actor. Like, he was such an interesting person to watch, even though it was too much of him. There's too much setup of him, but he's just so interesting to watch. And the way that whole scene played out was actually cool. It was a little over the top, but it was cool. The thing is, it came way too early. The organization of the plot, like that, is just way too early, because then you have another hour and a half. Like, the whole thing was, the director-writer wanted you to think that Amitabh Bachchan died, but I'm like,
yeah,
really, dude? Come on, man. Bruh, like, come on, dude. Like, how dumb do you think we are? Obviously, he's still alive. And I was like, in my head, I was imagining it. As soon as he died, I'm like, what if he like jumped off the boat into the water? That's not even what happened. The explosion blew him off the boat. I'm like, dude would have been dead. But it's a cartoon. I guess at this point it's fine. But he survived, and I'm like, gosh, I didn't see that coming.
There were so many moments throughout this movie where I was like, geez, did I write this script? Because I saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever really surprised.
It being predictable would be more forgivable if the plot was better organized, if they didn't spend so much time on areas they didn't need to. The director, I think, I gotta go back to this. I'm very certain that he had a very clear vision as to what he wanted to do, and he fell so in love with that vision that he forgot to question it. It's tough because there are instances where directors were very hard-headed about this path they were on, and it came out great. We just watched a movie about a musician who was like that, Freddie Mercury, like where he was very clear about Bohemian Rhapsody and how he wanted to do it, and it came out amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Every now and then that happens, but like this was an instance where it wasn't Bohemian Rhapsody. The ending, I have to say this because there was a lot of people when the trailers came out saying it's not Pirates of the Caribbean, why are you comparing it to that? The ending was almost straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean. I was almost ready for Amir Khan to like spin the wheel of the thing and be like, we have a heading. And then they go, or whatever it was. I forget what Johnny Depp said at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean Part 1. That false ending, man, where like Amir Khan took away Fatima's gun, her bullets.
Yeah.
She almost shot dude point blank. And it's like, your plan was better than that? Like, your weird contrived plan was better than shooting him point blank. You take the head off the king, just as dope. It's checkmate, bro. Like,
yeah.
What is this?
I was like, wait, there's still more?
Yeah, I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to have a bigger ending. He wanted the explosions.
Well, also I can see like it was also trying to be inspirational, right? She became revealed as the last member of the royal family. There was a lot of support from the people, so it felt very patriotic.
I almost rage quit the film when Fatima Sana Sheikh shoots the arrow and it cuts dude like straight out of 300, like straight out of 300. Like when it cuts the Persian king's face, right? It blows up the Trojan horse behind them, and I'm like, that is so much more complicated than just shooting him directly. He's getting crushed by the thing, but no, he doesn't get crushed. He comes out of it, he's on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
It's symbolic though. The arrow is shooting the effigy, which is the thing that they do in the festival, destroying the demon.
That's fine
king.
if it's not
So
right in front of her. He's right in front of her. He's right, I get what you're doing, movie, but he's right in front of her. If he was running off and she was like on the ground messed up and it's like he's just trying to get the fuck out of Dodge and she's like just trying to like muster the last of her strength, she gets the arrow and then shoots the effigy and it happens to fall on him, I would forgive that.
Okay.
Even though it makes no sense in physics. The film is obviously not concerned with physics by that point in the film.
No.
It's well demonstrated what is a physic. Like, it doesn't care. So why not just do that instead? Like, she happens to hit it in the right direction, and I'm sure some mathematician somewhere could explain why it went that direction and fell with the winds and everything on top of him. Like Captain Hook and the alligator eating Dustin Hoffman. Like, totally could have happened. You know what I was questioning the film? Like, Amitabh Bachchan is standing at the ready, right?
Oh.
And the English dudes, right at the end of the film, right before Fatima shows up. And what happens is the English dude, Lloyd Owen, or John Clive is the character. John Clive sees Amitabh Bachchan, and Amitabh Bachchan looks at him and then steps aside and reveals Zafira, Fatima's character. And in my head I'm going, did they talk about that beforehand? Like how they were gonna do that for John Clive? Just for this theatrical entrance for her with the arrow? Like, did he, on the way up the stairs, did he whisper and go, hey, so I should totally enter first, and then you're behind me, and then I'll like do a move to the side, and then you show you like with the arrow, like how badass would that be, right? Okay, like, is that, I'm just wondering like how these things are staged. right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a poetic justice thing, isn't it? Where she's killing the man who killed her family. It's her right.
No, all that was cool. I
Yeah.
mean, the film was, I will give it that, like, it was pretty poetic in that you see certain motifs come up again.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I thought the introduction, not the introduction, but like the second introduction of Amitabh Bachchan with the grown-up Fatima Sana Shaikh.
Yeah.
When they look like statues.
Yeah, that was badass.
I'm like, I don't know how they did that, but that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, the water like revealing.
Like none of them moved for
Right.
hours.
Right.
No one needed to take a pee break.
Anyway, there were some fun moments in the movie, and Amir Khan is such a good actor. He's like really fun to watch. He's so much charisma.
And Amitabh Bachchan was great.
No, of
as
course.
well.
I mean, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But like, the thing about it is, in the reviews, there was a lot of people going, not even Big B can say this. It's like, did no one see Amir Khan? Like, he was pretty cool too. Like, he's pretty charismatic. Like,
he's acting his butt off.
he's got a lot going on. All of this was hindered by the story, like, unfortunately. The story wasn't structured right. Yeah, I'm convinced that, because the director seemed to like have a very clear vision. Like I said earlier, he was too married to it.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And it might be one of those things where, you know, you get far enough in production, and this is such an expensive film.
Yeah.
That there's no walking back now. Like, now we have to commit to this, right?
Yeah.
But it all starts at the script level, people. So all of you aspiring filmmakers, it all starts at the script level. That's where you work all these kinks out, and then you go into the next stage. And what do I know? So it's the end of the video. Score is 2 out of 5, but I don't regret watching it.
Yeah, there were some good parts. There were some redeemable parts.
Yes.
But overall.
You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Check out ACHARA KIRK on the social media. Subscribe if you have not already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I am Jaby KOAY. This is
ACHARA KIRK.
Peace out.